we really haven't talked about is maybe like we got marginalized groups,
Yep.
genocide, foster care, education, ICE abolish, and so just I guess like gun policy would be the only thing I haven't heard you talk about at all.
Yes, this might be the one that I do want I do want more policy for gun control for safety, because I think of school shootings and part of me is like, I don't know if I want to go back to education right now because of that. I think due to the state-sponsored violence enacted by this administration and by our even past Democratic, but with ICE, with Trump threatening the National Guard on a state, insert state's name here every other month. Part of me is like, the goal is to rebuild a country and culture where we can talk about those where overnight the federal government couldn't come in and just do unavoidable state-sponsored violence. Because I think about, they straight up assaulted and killed, and they assaulted dozens of Black people as well that don't get documented as well. They straight up assaulted and killed Alex Preddy, and he had a gun, and he was following all the policy for that. It's like, I think about how much more they would act without any resistance and without any pushback if they knew that citizens around the country didn't have firearms.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I do want better policy when it comes to gun safety. It's one of those things, it's like, because I preached that for years, and then it's, oh my God, the state-sponsored violence. Oh, this is what the amendment was for.
Yeah, I think that it really comes back to education. Not that I necessarily think guns should be taught in our public schools or anything, but if you look at, what is it? There are some countries, I can't think of the country right now. There are some countries where it's just such a normal part. The education, the safety, they keep them locked up. They're used. They're a tool that's used for hunting. They're not something they just carry around, and so they're not like, the society respects the guns in a way that our society does not. How many times do you see people online just letting their kid just a gun with no, here you go, right? But I just think that it's education. If we're going to have, it's the same with cars or whatever, if we're going to have this potentially lethal tool in the hands of humans that are not infallible, we should have as much education on it as possible. I have no idea how I learned about an M16. I know how I was like Forrest Gump taking it apart, but back then I was the fastest. That was going to be my job, though. I was going to be the weapons supply person that handed out the weapons and cleaned the armor. I was going to be the supply person in there. If I take on a job, I'm going to do it seriously. So I was real good at cleaning my weapon. I fell down a lot too, but that's another story. But I think that I have no idea what to do if to a handgun to disarm it, or I have no idea what to do with a gun. I don't know the safety, how to turn a safety on or off. I don't know how to do anything. I just stay away from them.
I personally don't own a firearm. I shoot once a year with the Army and I call it a day. It's like I would say my one one thing that pro-gun people I do understand and see where they're coming from to politely dip across the aisle is just gun registries that don't have an actual objective of safety in mind. And I think that's what they're scared of. And I think for some, like California just has a gun registry, like you just said, like it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't
because the criminals are not going to register the guns, and they're still going to have them, right?
It doesn't make it safer. When criminals are still gonna do criminal things, even though I think we weaponize them in the wrong ways as well. But like a majority, like I think of school shootings, and public shootings are a different flavor, but school shootings, a majority of them happen because kids get access to guns because they're not properly stored away.
You definitely need to talk to, oh my gosh, you definitely need to talk to Caden. Look at his site. He's got a whole thing on gun safety. There's a thing called Royale's Law. This is a 9-year-old Royale, I can't remember his last name. He was killed, he was at a friend's house and they got to the parents' guns and his friend, 11-year-old friend accidentally killed him, and they wanted to hold the police accountable, and the DA Bennett was like, there's no laws on the books to hold them accountable. And so he really wants to get like Royale's Law or something like that passed, at least in the state. Of course, he'd love to do something like at the federal level if they ever get that high. That's exactly what he wants. For him, it's like, I want the guns to not be getting into the hands, because that's the truth. Most of including going all the way back to Columbine, they either use guns that they were purchased for them and then just allowed to here's your gun, son.
Yeah.
Keep it in your room.
Yeah.
Or they were able to access their parents' firearms because they were not locked up properly and they had all the weapons. Some of the parents had them loaded, just sitting there on a shelf.
Yeah.
And so
my like rough draft of a solution, and I think when it comes to possibly a Donald Trump administration coming back in after you put in laws when it comes to more gun control and everything, to keep it as good faith as possible, the system would need to be very decentralized to like county level. I would think create a federal guideline that you register your weapons, and then also to actually make registering your weapons make sense and be meaningful, you also register the safes you own, and an auditor can go in and make sure, oh, this safe will be able to house all of these different weapons. And that way, because the most common thing is people just don't own the proper storage for weapons. And that's why these weapons get into the hands of children and then these horrible events happen. And so it's okay, you can own these weapons, but then you also have to own a model of a safe that an auditor would be like, okay, these can fit inside there. I think it would instantly solve so many problems, because then once you have the gun safe, it's like, I'm going to use the gun safe theoretically. Who knows?
My dad had a big one.
Yeah.
A big, tall one that we loved everywhere because we moved every year of our life. And I never really remember seeing his guns very often. He would take them out in his room and play with them.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, don't go in there. Your dad's playing with his guns. They weren't loaded. He was cleaning them and playing with them because he would go shooting at the range and stuff.
Yeah.
He was never a hunter. He just liked guns.
Yeah, but there's an air to responsibility to that.
And my mom insisted they be locked up, and he didn't keep them loaded and all that. But he had them. But I don't remember. I think my whole life he had guns. I remember seeing them maybe 3 times, but maybe it's because I was his daughter. I think he took my brother's. I had no interest in shooting. I shot my M16 in basic training, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was actually a pretty good shot.
I actually do like shooting a lot.
I did not like it. I didn't like the feeling of... No, I get why somebody might like it, but just the feeling of the power in my hands to know that I could take a life. Because, I'm in a pit in the sand. It's August in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I got the PC glasses because they won't let me wear my contacts.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to shoot.
You have the glasses with the inserts on.
They're like this, but black.
Yeah.
And so,
I thought you were talking about the safety glasses, and they have the dork inserts with them.
Oh, those big plastic glasses.
Sorry to everybody with glasses in the Army.
In basic training, they're horrid, and they're so heavy. So I'm trying to shoot, and the drill sergeant's above me yelling at me. Yeah. And I'm like, is this guy crazy? These are live rounds. This is what I'm thinking in my head. I could just go kabam, and you'd be dead. Why are you yelling at me right now?
There's a philosophy of drill sergeants. Drill sergeants get really nice on ranges. Drill sergeants should be very nice on ranges.
He was yelling at me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to shoot him. I'm just saying, it was like, I thought, is this guy crazy? Why is he yelling at me like that? I have a weapon in my hand. And then the next bullet I shot at a human figure, I was like, no, I don't like it. I don't like that I have the power to take a human life.
Yeah.
With this. You know what I mean? It just, at least with a knife, you got to work for it or something. But I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer. I'm just not a killer. I don't even like killing bugs.
Yeah.
I'd be a vegetarian if I wasn't so lazy and it was cheaper. If I was rich and had a chef that could cook for me and make tofu taste good, because I've had tofu that tastes good.
Yeah.
I would love it if I had the money to get somebody else to cook that stuff for me, but it's just easier to cook a hunk of meat.